Hi there, this is Ms. Harlambidis, and in this video we will see some special pairs of angles which are formed by two lines and the third line that cuts them. In a previous video, if you follow the way I upload them, we saw that whenever two lines, L1 and L2, which do not necessarily need to be parallel to each other. Whenever these two lines are cut by a third line, which is called transversal, we have 8 different pairs of angles which are being formed. And based on their position regarding all these three lines, we can classify them as alternate, as same side, interior, exterior, or even interior, exterior. Now we will extend this knowledge to the next level. And what we're going to say is that if the initial lines L1 and L2 are parallel, and this can be notated by that. So if these two lines L1 and L2 are parallel, and we can use arrows to denote this property, and they are still cut by a third line, which is called transversal, then there are some pairs of congruent angles formed. Now, last week, when I tried to introduce this definition in my class, that was a grade 8 class, the first unknown word was the word congruent. We use the word congruent or congruence or congruent, you might even hear it like that, to denote two shapes in geometry that are identical, which means that they are of the same shape and size. So basically, in the easier possible way, we use this word to make to state that they are equal to each other. But this is a kind of more sophisticated way we use in geometry. Now, there are some pairs of congruent angles formed. Let's see the first one. L1, L2, and T. Any pair of alternate interior non-adjacent angles is always a congruent one. Let's see again. Alternate interior, so they have to be both between lines L1 and L2, but that makes them interior, but they should also be on different sides. So could it be this and that? They are alternate interior, but they are not non-adjacent, because you see that the definition I just wrote contains three key terms: alternate, interior, non-adjacent. Adjacent means one next to the other. So we don't want the case I previously drew. So what is the case that we need? We need this and that. This is a pair of alternate interior non-adjacent angles. Is this the only one? No. It could also be this one, this and that. So bear in mind from now on that any two angles under these conditions, of course, okay, that L1 and L2 are parallel and they are cut by a third line. In this case, the alternate interior non-adjacent angles should always be congruent to each other, which means that if the yellow on top is, let's say, 100 degrees, then the yellow below should also be 100 degrees. Let's go to the second pair. Let me draw again, L1, L2. Remember that we use the arrows to denote the fact that they are parallel, L1 and L2, and then we have a third line T. Any pair of alternate exterior this time, but still non-adjacent angles is always a congruent pair. Let's see. Again, I used three keywords: alternate, exterior, non-adjacent. Let's underline that as well. And four, alternate, exterior, non-adjacent. And they would be adjacent if they would be one right next to the other, but now we don't want that to happen. So let's see for which angles would that make sense. Alternate, so, and exterior, they should both be outside. So if this is one, we don't want its adjacent one, we want this one. These two are alternate, exterior, non-adjacent. Is this the only pair of such angles? No, it's also this one, this and this. So again, this means that if, for instance, this is 60, then that should be 60 as well. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the alternate exterior non-adjacent angles formed will always be in pairs congruent to each other. And let's see a third case, which will be our final one. Let's begin again with the formation. We have two lines. We start with two lines, L1 and L2, which are parallel to each other and are cut by a transversal. Then, any pair of same side interior exterior non-adjacent angles is, let's make them a little bit bigger, any pair of same side interior exterior non-adjacent angles is always a congruent pair, meaning that they should be equal. Again, they should have three properties: same side, interior exterior, and non-adjacent. Same side, interior exterior, and non-adjacent. Let's draw them. Interior exterior and same side, so they should be both at the right, but they should be non-adjacent, which means that they should not be one next to each other. And one of them should be inside. Let's say that this is the inside one. And we need this one because only now we would have a pair of same side. Indeed, they are both on the right side. Interior, exterior, one of them is inside, the other is outside, and they are not next to each other. So these two should be congruent to each other. Similarly, we could create this pair, which is still same side, interior, exterior, non-adjacent. Then we could form this pair, same side, interior, exterior, non-adjacent. And finally, this pair, interior, exterior, non-adjacent. These pairs, these specific pairs, are also referred to as corresponding pairs, corresponding angles. And I guess that they refer to this way because they are found on similar places regarding the lines. So once again, remember that that's not always the case. On the formation seen at the very left of your corner with the two red lines and the blue line cutting them, lines, the initial lines L1 and L2 are not parallel, which means that everything we said cannot apply. But if the starting two lines, L1 and L2, are parallel, then these three pairs, first of all, alternate interior, non-adjacent. Secondly, alternate exterior, non-adjacent. And thirdly, same side, interior, exterior, non-adjacent again. These three pairs will always be congruent to each other, which means that they should have the same size. They should be equal. That's all. You need to go over again and again and again this theory. I would advise you to draw the shapes by yourselves as well so that you become more acquainted with this whole process. But if you still face any issues, if you still have any concerns, please don't be shy. Let me know how. Write your question and leave it below this video as a comment. For now, I should thank you again for watching this video and wish you a pleasant day.